and Nintendo recently dropped some interesting information regarding Pokopia, so today we're gonna go over everything we know so far. So let's go ahead and hop into it. So yesterday on 11/11, Pokemon posted this tweet that says Pokopia launches March 5th, 2026. So we do have an official release date for the game yet, since before literally yesterday, we only had 2026 as a release date. And as a reminder, like it implies in this tweet, this is going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. So you will not be able to play Pokopia on the Nintendo Switch 1 or the original Nintendo Switch. But so obviously that's great news, because when the game was announced, it was a big hit, especially for those that like farming sims similar to Animal Crossing. However, the big thing that most people are unhappy about is this little section right here that says, Nintendo announces Pokemon Pokopia Life Sim for Switch 2 with game key card format. It says here that Nintendo and the Pokemon Company announced Pokemon Pokopia, a life simulation game developed by Game Freak, launching March 5th, 2026, exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. Players as a Ditto terraform landscapes using Pokemon moves, farm, build, and host multiplayer visits without battles, blending Animal Crossing and Minecraft elements. We did also receive a price tag for the game, which is what most people were also wondering as well. And it is going to be $69.99, so it's going to be the same price as, say, Legends ZA, for the Nintendo Switch 2 at least. However, it is going to be a digital game. The physical version of the game uses a game key card requiring 10 gigabytes to download, which also means that this is going to be one of the first party games that actually doesn't have a physical form. I will admit, me being a physical game cartridge collector, I'm a little bummed about that. But a lot of fans are honestly very upset about this, since they prefer to have a physical version of the game, which technically speaking, if we look at this little video that Nintendo posted to their YouTube account explaining the difference between like a physical cartridge with the game on it and a game key card, you are still getting some form of physical media. The game key card is still going to look like a regular game cartridge. It's just not going to have the actual game on the cartridge. It's basically going to be like a stand-in. So realistically, I could still get Pokopia with the little cartridge and for like collecting reasons, but it's not going to have a game. It's basically going to have a digital download of the game that you do insert into the Switch. You are going to have to be connected to the internet in order to actually download the data for the game like you would for a regular digital download. And of course, you need to have enough memory on your Nintendo Switch 2 to actually fit the game. So you don't have to get this game keycard. You could just get the digital download off of the online store. They're basically the same thing, but this one is just like a physical media way of actually doing it. And then after you download the software, it'll be on your Nintendo Switch, and you will no longer have to use the internet to play the game after you initially download it, which is nice. It would function like a regular, like standard cartridge game if you did go this route. Game keycard must be inserted to initiate game download, and each time the game is played. So if you do get the actual like little card, you are going to have to insert the game cartridge every single time that you do want to play the game, as you would a regular cartridge game that actually has the file on the cartridge. But the only difference is that obviously the game is not actually on the cartridge, but you wouldn't need to use the internet to actually access the game like you would with a regular digital download. And once again, like they said here, it functions like a standard game card after downloading. So you are only going to need the internet to actually download the game initially. After that, you should be able to take this on a plane, whatever, and play without being connected to the plane Wi-Fi or anything like that. You're just gonna have to have the actual cartridge in the system, which I feel like there is also some like confusion about on the internet, because a lot of people are saying that you're going to constantly need an internet connection in order to actually play the game. So like I said, personally, I don't really have an issue with it being a game key card, since essentially after the initial download, it will function as a regular game cartridge where I won't need to constantly be connected to the internet in order to play the game. But I would love to hear what you guys think. I know a lot of people feel the other way and are very unhappy about something like this. So leave a comment down below with how you feel about this and why, because I would love to know your perspective. That is gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful, and if you did, I kindly suggest that you consider subscribing so that I can continue to make content for you guys. And if you are already subscribed and you would like another way to support the channel, feel free to check out the merch store. There is a link down below in the description that takes you to not only my merch store, but also all of my other socials so you can keep up with what I'm doing on a daily basis. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to those of you who have joined the channel as members. I appreciate you all so much. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.